how do I, if I'm a student here, or like Laura was suggesting, or I live in a high rise that's more energy efficient and I want to walk or ride a bike or take a train to work, how then do I grow a garden? I guess my question is, what are the trade-offs here that are part of our lifestyles?
Well, first, like New York City has a smaller carbon footprint than a lot of other cities because of its density, right? It's really, really important. But New York City just passed an ordinance allowing beekeeping. Isn't that interesting? And someplace else Minneapolis, they have beekeeping is allowed, and chickens were just allowed in the city. So they're relocalizing local gardens, right? Which is really important. Rooftop gardening, and then you see these city blocks, and there's this movie, it's very tragic, called The Garden. I don't know if you've ever heard about it. It's about LA, the farmers in Lower East Side or someplace in LA. They had a garden, and then the city did a sweetheart deal with some developer, and they plowed it over, It was this beautiful little, huge set of gardens, and like everybody had a little plot. I'm a big proponent of urban gardening plots, rooftop gardening. Some elderly lady was asking me earlier about what to do, and I suggested garden boxes, right, or raised beds. That's what I do. They make it accessible. And the other thing, just to be simple about it, is that lawns are a dumb idea. Lawns should be, if I was, in charge of policies, I'd say lawns are illegal. Why is that? Because what does a lawn do? Not much, right? You go to Central Asia, I travel around the world, they don't have lawns, they have gardens. For the amount of space, the amount of money that America spends on its lawns is like bigger than the GNP of Haiti, which is a ridiculous presumption, let alone the amount of chemicals that we put on our lawns. And instead of the garden space that you have in those local lawns, you could turn that into garden space. And you could have a much more viable local food economy, and you'd be a much more healthier bunch of people. Plus you'd, be sharing things, and you'd have more bees. And anyway, don't get me started. But what I'm saying is that there are a lot of ways to relocalize that make sense. And I'm not an urban planner. I'm a rural development economist. But urban planning, I think, is taking a look at this. I've seen it, and you guys could catch up with Minneapolis and New York and legalize beekeeping again. I don't know. That may not be illegal.